Okay, so let's talk about how to sell enrollment packs, like how to pitch them and how to explain the value. So before we go through that, I think it's really important anytime in sales. Uh, of course, Amanda's trying to FaceTime me now and we're on the fucking call. I'm on Zoom.
Oh, I forgot it was right now.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I just did that so she'd feel obligated to get on. Okay, sorry. All right. So where was I? Oh, so it's always important to you have to have the belief in what you're selling. Okay. So you have to be convicted in what you're selling. If you think that the 800 pack is too expensive and nobody and their fucking mother is going to spend $800, then you're damn right. Nobody is going to spend $800. And absolutely, it's way too expensive. And that is exactly the energy, the vibe that you are going to transfer onto the person you're talking to. And there ain't no way in hell they're buying that, and sales comes down to, guys, sometimes it's just a little shift in your, what's the word? Tonality. Tonality is everything. Like you think of somebody says one thing one way, and then you take somebody else who says the exact word for word thing, but they say it with a different energy and a different tone, and it has two completely different meanings. Same thing in sales when you're breaking down, these packages and explaining the value and the pricing. So keep that in mind. And sometimes it's just a matter of practicing it, but you have to get in the mindset. I think I shared this the other day, and I don't know if everybody was on for it, but for the first year of Lavelle, never even ever talked about the 800 pack. I only said, here's a $200 and a $400 option. Why? Because I was like, nobody in their right mind is going to drop $800 to start this business, because I thought that that was crazy, because I had a broke mindset at the time too. When I first got into this, I had to borrow the $200 to get started. Like it was a completely different mindset then. And so once I actually started making money and I learned the value of, oh, with the 800 pack, they're going to get paid out as a 200K for their first 4 months. That's huge, right? That in itself is really, really big. And then also, they're going to be almost a quarter of the way to the first rank in the company. And typically there's a bonus going on. So I'm like, okay, well, they're almost at, they're a quarter of a way to a $4,000 bonus. Now it's a $4,000 bonus and $1,000 bonus for hitting it in their first 30 days. So we even have more leverage now. But, once I really understood the value, I'm like, dude, people would be fucking crazy not to get on this. And now you want to throw in the fact that we can break it up into payment plans using Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay, where people only have to pay like 200 today and they can split up the rest of it for that 800 pack. I mean, that is how we're getting the majority of the people to sign up on the 800 pack. And you personally, from a business standpoint, will see your organization explode when you're selling those. But also oh, there's my mother. Hi, mom. There's a fuck, I lost my train of thought. There's a fast start that comes with it. I think it's $240 off the top of my head is what you make off an 800 pack, right, Rochelle? Two,
140.
okay, sorry, whoa, way off. 140. Okay, so it's a big commission off of that, And also, guys, I mean, you would literally have to sign four promoters on a 200 pack to get the volume of one 800 pack. And most people signing up on a 200 pack have the $200 to spend today. So think about it. The 800 pack, if they're doing it through Klarna, Affirm, or Afterpay, they're still only spending 200 today. And then what I say to people is I never want people to go into debt over this business, right? Like if you don't have the money, you don't have the money. Like we'll work with you. But I explained to them, listen, like what's today? Today's Wednesday. I would say if I was talking to somebody today, I would say, listen, we get paid every Tuesday, direct deposit. So whatever we do with you from now through Sunday at midnight Eastern, this coming Sunday, you will see that on Tuesday's paycheck. So 6 days from now, you're going to get that money back. I was like, we have a VIP bonus. Okay. And I break down and I say, basically, you can earn up to an extra $800 in cash plus credits plus regular commissions. It ends up being well over $1,000 just by hitting that first bonus in your first 2 weeks. And if we get you to do even a part of that in the next, by Sunday, you're going to have, your investment back that you just put into this business. And I say that because I do want people to make back their investment immediately, and then they're profitable, because think about it. We get to thrive for free every month, having 2 customers. So really that initial investment is all you have to put in. And then people, if I told you, all right, put $500 into this thing and you're 100% guaranteed that you're going to get 1,000 6 days from now, you would be like, okay, yeah, that's a great ROI. That's a great return on investment. I'll do it because it's guaranteed, right? But this business is not technically guaranteed, but you have to give people the confidence that you know what you're doing. And if you don't feel like you know what you're doing, you know somebody who knows what they're doing. You know one of us, right? That can help. But like, you have to give people the confidence that they're entrusting their money into you. They're making this decision that you're going to help them, and that you know what you're doing, and that you have an opportunity that if they do XYZ, it's a roadmap, guys, that they are going to make that money back and be profitable. Okay. So that is like, to me, when I really break it down and explain it like that, people, I don't have a hard time closing people because they can tell I'm coming from a genuine place too. And if somebody is literally struggling hardcore, I am not pushing the 800 pack on them. Okay, just to keep that clear. Like, I'm not trying to get somebody, especially somebody who has no experience, who is like down to their last dollar, single mom, like, read the room. It's like common sense. Like, that's probably not somebody that I'm going to like be like, yeah, you need to figure out $800, or you know what I mean? But a lot of people can at least afford to do the 200 pack, right? So that's what I'll do, worst case, but I do always lead big and start big, because you can always work down. If you hype up the 200 pack, you're like, yeah, it's free to get started. First off, I never pitch this business as free. Okay. And there's different views on that. Some people do, cool, whatever works for you, but I do not. I personally think that if you're going to get my mentorship, my resources, access to this team, this community, you have to have some skin in the game. And I think people that do have skin in the game usually, now there are some exceptions, but usually do better because they have that, like, oh, I just put, my last 200 into this. I got to get that shit back. They have that, like, that drive to make their investment back. And also, I'm a firm believer in, you can't sell shit you're not using. Marketing, or like, we're really big on sampling here. So to be able to have product on hand to sample, you got to be showing yourself taking it, sharing your own results. Like, yeah. So I always start big. Okay. So when I break down the packs to somebody, let me change the view. I'm just looking at Rochelle. Hold on. There we go. Okay, when I break down, oh, hey, Chelsea, I didn't even see you. You weren't on my view. What's up, girl? Okay, sorry, squirrel brain. Let me get a little picture now that there's more of us. Okay. Okay, so when I break down the packs, I always say, okay, so we have 3 options. We have a pack that's going, and I breeze over the 200 pack every time. And I say, we have a $200 pack. Honestly, I don't hardly ever get people started on that, because that's just going to give you a 1 month supply of the 3 steps. And you're definitely going to want to have extra product to be able to sample out to people. Oh, hey, Chrissy. You're definitely going to want to have enough product on hand to sample out to people. So I breeze over that, and I make sure to say the words. I rarely ever will sign somebody on a 200 back, which is true. But also, them hearing that, they automatically are like, well, I don't want to be the one that's, the standout one. You know what I mean? It's kind of like psychological there. But then I go, and then the 400 pack is a good option. If you're serious about this business, but you're not sure exactly how serious, you want to go with the 400 pack, then you're going to get a 1 month supply for yourself to use, and you're going to get a 1 month supply to be able to make samples out of. Our products are instant impact. So getting these products in somebody's system and having them feel the energy, it's like their brain turns on. That's going to be really great for converting them into a customer and a potential business partner. With that pack, you're also going to get 10 of the $20 off promo codes. So essentially, the company gives you half of your investment back in the form of coupon codes to help you get your business off the ground quicker, and the 200 pack will come with 5 of those. So again, I don't say it in an exciting way, like, oh, the 200 pack also has 5. I'm not gassing that up. I'm just not. And this, you guys, maybe this is manipulation, but it works. Okay. And at the end of the day, it is actually, you're getting more bang for your buck the bigger pack you get. And, the perks are there. It's not like I'm bullshitting trying to sell you something just to make more money off of you. It's actually for your best benefit. So, that's how I go through those 2 packs. So I'll be like 200 pack, 1 month supply. Don't recommend that one. Rarely sign people up on that one because it's only a 1 month. The 400 pack is going to give you enough for you and to sample out. And then I'll explain I'll say, hey, we do, and I do this through voice text, guys, most of the time, but I'll say, hey, that's going to give you a 30-day supply. We do 3-day samples. So that's 10 sample packs you can make out of that. If you want to charge for your sample packs, you absolutely can. Let's say you wanted to charge $30 a sample. Boom, you just made $300 back. And you now have 10 potential customers and you have 10 $20 off coupon codes to offer to those 10 potential customers. And then I say, now the third pack is the big daddy, is what I call the big daddy pack. And this is for people who are really serious about this business and the most successful people. That is my key line. And I got this from Jessie Lee. If you guys know who that is, like #1 network marketer who passed away, but she's brilliant. But literally, I say the most successful people start with the 800 pack, the Zaddy pack. Yes. And here's why. And then I say, not only are you going to get the most bang for your buck, product wise, it's going to give you a 4-month supply of the products. So you're going to be able to have plenty to sample out, plenty to use for yourself to get your own transformation and market that. But also it's going to give you, we're dollar for dollar volume here. So whatever you spend in personal purchases counts towards your rank. Right now, when you hit the first rank in the company of 4,000 in sales, you are going to earn $1,000 cash bonus. You're also going to earn a $4,000 cash bonus plus other things on top of that. It ends up being a lot of fucking money. That's all I say. I keep it pretty broad, and I'm like, but the reason that's important to know is this $800 purchase is going to count towards that 4,000 you need. So you're going to be sitting at pretty much a quarter of the way to that first rank already just by, coming in on this. And then I say, and the most important thing is, and this is the biggest deal, and this is why, most people do get started on this pack, is you're going to be paid out as the top rank in the company. Now, what does that mean to you? It just basically means that you've unlocked all levels of commission and it's double the percentage at each level. I keep it super broad because I could go into a million different fucking details around all that, but I just keep it broad. I'm like, you've unlocked a full comp plan pretty much for your next 4 months, and I'm very, very transparent. And I say, probably not going to see a big difference month 1 off of that. But if you're really, really serious about this business and you're running with this, months 2, 3, 4, you're definitely going to see that pay off. And overall, it's that part in itself will more than pay itself off just by getting the 800 pack and getting that 200K pay. Yeah, I think that's literally pretty much it. But when people hear that whole, like, they get to unlock the full commissions and get double commissions and all that, they're like, hell fucking yeah. And then we have the 1,600 pack now, which we need to make a graphic for that and like update our graphics to show. Has anybody dropped one of those or seen one of those yet in the company? We need to do that because essentially it's just double the 800 pack. But what's even cooler about the 1,600 pack, y'all, is that you're going to get double your customer commission for your first 4 months and then 8 months of that 200K pay. And Amanda, of course, being the numbers freak, was like running it. And she's like, okay, so off of a 3-step system, your normal commission you would make would be $18, but now you're going to make 36 off of that. Plus it's going to fall into your uni level and you're going to make 8% off of that. You're making blah, 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 blah. And she was like, rattling off and like, yeah, like that's fuck that in itself. Again, it pays itself. So like being able to talk about those things is super important. And the last thing I always say is, listen, I know $800 is a big investment. If you don't have it, you don't have it. I don't want anybody, stressing themselves out or going into debt over this. But I will tell you, I have a whole plan in place to help you get that money back ASAP, and we can have that in your account as soon as this coming Tuesday, 6 days from now. There's a VIP bonus, which I'm going to break it down for you if you decide to do this. But essentially, you can make back that investment plus be profitable this coming Tuesday, even. And then every month after that, we're going to have you thriving for free. So this is the only investment you're going to have to make. Now, with it being $800, if you don't have that up front, we do have options with Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay, where we can break it up into payments for you, where you're only putting down $200 today. And then the last thing I say is, which one sounds like the best fit for you? I always end it with a question. And I'm telling you, it's almost like people feel stupid not to go with the 800 pack. It's like that whole, do you want to be a customer or a customer that makes money? People are like, no, I want to make fucking money. Like it's almost like you've explained so much of the value that it's like, how do you say no to that? Like, who doesn't want double commissions? And who doesn't want to be a quarter of the way to the first rank in the company? Now, another thing you can do if you are builders and you have let's say you have some volume in your waiting room, and you're trying to get somebody in on the 800 pack, you could even say, hey, come in on the 800 pack, which is going to put you a quarter of the way to the first rank. And I will go ahead and match you, and I will place a promoter on your team brand, like as soon as you get in. And, depending on how much volume that person has, let's say you had an 800 pack in your waiting room, that would put you at what, 1600. You'd be again sitting really pretty coming in for that first rank. And for the $1,000 bonus, you have your first full 30 days to do that. It doesn't matter what day you sign up on. Yeah, and guys, if you're having these conversations on the 15th or after in the month, remember to also throw in there that their volume will roll into next month, so it doesn't restart at zero for them at the beginning of the next month. Anybody that enrolls on the 15th or after, and that's indefinitely any month that we're in. That's huge, because somebody signs up on the 15th, they have 6 weeks, to run. So like getting them even to go to 12K is so doable in that time frame. So yeah, I know that was a lot, but we recorded it. And so my process is, I say, we're talking back and forth about about the business. Usually if somebody reaches out, I say, and they're like, hey, I want to learn more. I'm like, awesome. So excited to talk to you about it. What first caught your eye about the opportunity? Because like, guys, sometimes you always want to ask questions, because I could sit there and think the trips and the auto bonus are so fucking cool. And that's the part that I'm going to lead with, and this person doesn't own a car and also hates flying, and they're like, cool, I don't like, none of this matters to me. You want to find out what matters to them. Is it the community? Then I'm going to really talk about that. The divorce, yes. The divorce content, yeah. You really want to find out like what is making them reach out, like why are they interested? And also I always say, like, okay, so how familiar are you with network marketing? There's no wrong answer if you're not. I just kind of want to know where you're at, so that if I'm speaking the lingo with you, I just spit, if I'm speaking the lingo with you, what I'm talking about. Or I'll say, have you ever heard of Thrive? What do you know about Thrive? So like I ask a lot of questions, and this is just sales in general. When in doubt, if you don't know what to say, ask questions. The more that you can gather information in the beginning, the better it's going to help you when you do go to like really close them on signing up and enrolling, because you're going to be able to have information to go back to and remind them of, right? And so I ask a lot of questions, just general, what are your goals, stuff like that. What do you know about this? What do you want to do with it? Another question I always say is, how much money extra a month would make a big difference for you right now? Okay, so I get them really start to like envision how much money they're going to be making for this, how much they need. You get them in that mindset. And it also shows that I give a fuck, right? I think there's a lot of people in the industry that just sign people to sign them. I'm like, no, I take on your goal. You tell me you need, to get to 5,000 a month. I'm going to tell you it's going to be a grind, but it's possible. And here's how you're going to do it. So I always ask that question. Hold on, let me mute somebody. Oh, yep. Hey, Katie. So I always ask that question. And then, once we've chatted a back and forth, and I feel like I've gotten a good idea of what they're looking for and their interest level, that's when I'll say, and this is when you would also loop in a third party person at that point after you've gathered all that information, guys. I don't loop in as much anymore unless it's somebody that literally is sober or like came from It Works, like stuff that I know like, oh, Courtney would have a lot in common with this person. Because a lot of times it's just about connections. When people feel connected or they feel related to somebody, they're so much more likely to jump in. Like I can't tell you how many times somebody has said, ah, that girl I was talking to, she's not interested. She doesn't want to do it right now. And I'm like, ask, just use the friend card and just like ask her if she'll just get on a call with me. And then turns out her and I have a really good energy together. We really click, we really bond, we have a lot in common. And then she signs up just because sometimes it takes. I was talking to Delaney on the phone last night and she has a prospect. And I was like, I'll get on a call with her. And she was like, to be honest, I think she would do better with Amanda. You got to check your ego, guys. Like, it's not about you. I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, yeah, she's super green, like really like all about like the numbers and no bullshit, all this stuff, which Amanda, like if you know Amanda, that is Amanda to a T. So of course it'd be smarter for her to connect her with somebody like that. So, I would never connect like personally, and Courtney knows this, if I have a really soft, meek yellow person, I'm not connecting them to Courtney or Amanda. Like two of my best friends, but they're extremely red. They're very blunt, direct, red people, which I love, but not everybody is like that. So it's good to kind of know who you're talking to and match them accordingly. But yeah, so that is pretty much what I go through. And then I say, all right, are you ready for me to show you some package options to get started? And then they go, yes. And then I send them the graphic that we have in our boards app. There's a couple options, but I'll send one of the graphics that breaks down the 3 packs, which that's why we got to get one made with the 1600 pack now too. But I'll send the graphic and then I send a voice clip explaining all that. And I know Instagram, you only got 60 seconds. So if you have to send two, but like cut yourself off at two, don't be sending like 4 voice clips. I've done it. I've done it. But yeah, that's literally it. What questions do we have surrounding those packs or those conversations with prospects? Anyone? Nobody? Everybody's good?
Wait, I have a question before I run back into work and watch
Yes.
the recording.
Yes.
So you said you connect everybody. Are you big about doing chats in your world, or do you guys still get on phone calls, 3-way calls a lot too?
If it depends if the person is somebody who we're like, yeah, I think she's really good at this, or you can tell she's really interested. Like it always depends on kind of their interest level and experience level. I'm like, let's get on a Zoom, let's get on a call. So
Yeah. Okay.
it depends. But if there's somebody that like you can tell they don't ever use social media, maybe they have like 50 followers and they're just kind of like dabbling and maybe not sure. I probably would just do a chat.
Okay, good to know. Just gauge it that.
And
All right.
honestly, when somebody puts me in a chat, I can also help gauge once we start talking in a chat. And then I'll be like, I think we should all get on a call. Like if I'm like, okay, I think this is somebody that needs a little bit more of connecting, because sometimes it's just that interaction like this that makes a big difference.
True. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good day at work.
Thanks. I'm ready to get over to you guys.
I'm excited. Okay. Anybody else? Questions? No?
No, I think you broke it down really well. I mean, like you said, you have to have that tonality when you're speaking about it. So
Yeah.
that way they believe in it just like you believe in it.
100%. 100%. All right. Well, that concludes our ceremony for today. Um, so tomorrow is we have a retreat. Let me stop the recording. Hold on.